Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we are playing Mega Man 4. So put on your PJs and prepare for some cliches. Now, unlike the previous Mega Man game, this one actually starts us out with this nice intro cutscene, kind of recapping the origin story of Mega Man and his battles against Dr. Wily. Now, I like to kind of separate the first 6 NES Mega Man games into two sort of trilogies. You have Mega Man's 1, 2, and 3, and then Mega Man 4 marks kind of a nice separation between the first 3 and goes with 5 and 6. The main differences are we now have a solid rock, paper, scissors chain for the boss weaknesses. Whereas in Mega Man 2 and 3 you had multiple Robot Masters weak to multiple different weapons. That's not really the case here. And we also have the charged attack. We can now charge our Mega Buster for a stronger attack. And it kind of makes Mega Man's 4, 5, and 6 a bit easier in my opinion. Now, one thing I do enjoy about Mega Man 4 is all of the special weapons we get. They're all useful in their own ways. And there's not really any bad weapons. Now, here we have Dr. Cossack being mentioned, and he has sent 8 Robot Masters against us, but it doesn't really explain, who Dr. Cossack is or why he is coming after Mega Man. So there's still some plot holes, and typical to these Let's Plays, I'm going to start someplace where you probably shouldn't be starting if you are new to the Mega Man franchise, and that's with Ringman. Ringman stage can be quite difficult if you don't have special weapons. We have these cannon things, we've got these platforms that will disappear under our feet. And so this stage you're going to want some special weapons like maybe the dive missile or the skull barrier to take care of these little flying enemies. We've got 4 mini bosses in this stage, so you might want a weapon that can take down those guys quickly, and we'll get kind of ambushed by these guys. There's a demonstration of our new charged up attack. You can charge it to 2 different stages. There's the fully charged shot and the just a single charge. A fully charged Mega Buster will do the equivalent of 3 regular shots. And here's the first of 4 mini bosses. This giant hippo, which I'm not sure what this has to do with rings. But there you have it. Just keep firing on the platforms, fire at the missiles that he sends at you, and then bring the hippo down to your level and fire at him. Now, I don't need this power-up, but I'm going to show you how to get it easily. Just get that, and just jump back through there before the platform reforms. That way you don't have to deal with those ground crawlers, which we don't have a weapon to destroy right now. So they'll just sit back and forth, kind of like in couple of the previous Mega Man games. And this is the next of our mini bosses. This guy, when he sends his rings out, you can shoot him in the eyes. So we'll finish him off, and then we come right into another mini boss. This time it's another hippo. So the Pharaoh shot is also good on the hippo because it can take him down relatively quickly. Alright. And with him out of the way, we have a ladder up here, so a little bit of an alternate path. Rush returns once again. And this here is Eddie. He will give us a variety of stuff, sometimes useful, sometimes not. He can give us health refills, weapon refills, 1-ups, and energy tanks. Now those guys, those little wheel enemies, they will close-ups and kind of charge at you and become invulnerable. So you want to take those guys down quickly. A charged Mega Buster shot is what I recommend. One charged attack will take them down. Now these are going kind of backwards, so what you want to do is wait for it to come back and then quickly jump out on it. If you jump out on it before it completely reforms, it gives you a little bit more time to maneuver on the platform before it sweeps itself out from under your feet again. And here's the fourth and final of our mini bosses. This one's a bit more difficult than the first one because you're actually closer to him than the previous one. The distance you have is not quite as far. He's not all the way to the right side of that screen like he could be. So that means you might take some more damage from that one. And also, Ringman himself is not the easiest guy to fight first if you don't know how his rings react. But once you have his pattern down, he's not that bad. I like to keep some distance from him, but not too much. And Ringman can be beaten with the charged attack. And that's one thing that I think makes the Mega Man's 4, 5, and 6 easier, is the charged attack does pretty much as much damage as a weakness weapon would normally do to them. And for that we get the Ring Boomerang. It changes us into a nice shade of brown, and this is our new password screen. Selecting continue will take us back to the stage we were just in. We don't want to do that. We want to go to a different stage. So we'll go to Skullman next, because as I might have mentioned that we get the Skull Barrier here, and you guys know I'm a fan of barrier weapons. Now, I really enjoy the music in Skullman stage. Is one of my favorite tunes from this game. And I also think this stage is very well designed. We've got all these bones all over the place as platforms. Now these guys up here, they can only be taken down with a charged attack. If you shoot them with a normal attack or non-charged special weapon, they will collapse into a pile of bones and then reform themselves a couple seconds later. Bats have returned. We also have these shielded guys that will charge at you. Normally you can't damage them from the front unless you have certain special weapons that can pierce through their shield. Ring Boomerang is a good example of that. So the Ring Boomerang can be good for piercing those enemies. And there's Eddie again, giving us a weapon refill this time. And here we have another sort of alternate path. This way leads us to some goodies. Do be mindful of these shielded attackers. Another strategy you can do is kind of run back, and then before you get, once you can see their respawning point, start firing at them. If you fire at them before them take them out, you might run and then they respawn again, and that's not fun. So once we get up here, this is our halfway point, and those enemies there can only be shot normally from the front. Their back is shielded, so you'd need something like the Ring Boomerang if you're going to take them out from behind. That energy tank down there, it's not so difficult to get to, but it is difficult to get back from, mainly because of this jump right here. The jump on the way back is kind of a pain, but we'll go ahead and pick that up. Those worms, they'll drop down from the ceiling, and you want to be really close to the edge when you make that jump. And there's a demonstration of the Ring Boomerang working for us. That wasn't useful, Rush. You made me miss that refill. Those worms, they drop down quite a length before you actually reach them, so there shouldn't be a reason to get hit by them. Just wait for them to drop down when you see them, and take them out. There's a demonstration that our normal shots will not finish off those guys. This area can be a little bit tricky if it starts getting crowded with enemies, so just take them out as they come. Don't get overwhelmed, but make sure you do destroy all of those skeletons. They'll make your life easier. I also like the change in the color on the sky in the background there. And this is Skullman. His weakness is the Dust Crusher, which we don't have. And he'll put up his skull barrier, and we can't damage him with while he's got the barrier up. Even with Dust Crusher, that would not go through his barrier. So Skullman, kind of predictable. As soon as his barrier drops, he will charge at you. He's supposed to charge the part where I am, and he actually beat me. Alright, so let's try this again, but differently. One other thing I'd like to demonstrate is against Skullman. If you stand here and do nothing, he will do the same. He won't move until you move. So you want to keep at least some distance from him. And he can jump and avoid my attacks as well. Stop avoiding my charged attacks. Now the Ring Boomerang can actually damage him while he has his skull barrier up, unlike the Dust Crusher, so that's neat. It only does 1 damage though, but I just wanted to demonstrate that. And for that we get the skull barrier. And we turn into a nice light blue, whitish blue type of color. Alrighty. Next we'll be going after the Drill Bomb.